heavy strain on the skill she prided herself on. Diligence, focus, agility. That became her new mantra. Despite the overwhelming urge to duck her head, she kept it held high as she passed them, even tossing a smile and a wave to a nice-looking officer in the crowd. She was surprised when he sent back a flirtatious smirk of his own, even turning backwards to hold her gaze. Not wanting to draw suspicion, Naomi winked at him before turning her attention back to the problem at hand. She'd barely taken 2 steps when she collided with a pedestrian. Her body went one way, and her foot went the other as she dropped to the ground in a heap. White-hot pain shot through her ankle, sending a wave of nausea to settle in her stomach. Barely, she registered someone speaking American accented French to her in a deep tenor. Je suis désolée. When Naomi looked up, she was immediately struck by dark gray eyes, brimming first with apology, then compassion when he noticed the distress on her face. For a moment she froze, taking in smooth copper-brown skin and a handsome face surrounded by neatly trimmed facial hair. "Non, excusez-moi," she stammered, fighting a swell of dizziness as he helped her to her feet, supporting her in his arms. "Besoin d'aide?" Naomi shook her head, even though she was still using him as a crutch. She didn't want his help. She wanted to get the hell off the street before whatever minimal cover she still had was blown. "Je vais bien." To prove that she was fine, as she so boldly declared, she pushed away from him. "What?" Forcing a smile on her face, Naomi put her full weight on her ankle. "Je suis... God damn it!" Almost immediately, she buckled to the ground in agony. "I wonder how long I'll be in a French prison," was Naomi's last thought as her head hit the ground and she descended into blackness.
Marcus. How long is this going to take? Special Agent Marcus Calloway paced the hospital room, anxiously awaiting the nurse's return. He didn't have time to spend hours in this god-awful place, playing babysitter to a woman he didn't even know. Still, a sense of remorse had spurred him to bring the woman to the hospital himself when she blacked out, nearly giving herself a concussion. It was, after all, his fault that she'd been injured. Marcus cringed as he thought about how bad her ankle looked when he brought her in. It was elevated and wrapped in elastic compression bandages now, but not 10 minutes ago the bruised, swollen mess was in full view. Marcus sighed in relief when the nurse re-entered the room, wielding the plastic ID card that identified the woman as Colette Douay. The picture on the front of the card was terrible. In it, her features looked pinched and sharp, her cheeks seemed hollow, and her eyebrows were shapeless masses on her face. Her skin held a peculiar cast that almost made her look sick. In fact, it barely looked like her at all, if it weren't for those heavily lashed, almond-shaped brown eyes. They were the only thing in the picture that held any resemblance at all to the strikingly beautiful woman who lay asleep in front of him. In person, her flawless mahogany skin had a healthy glow, and impeccably shaped eyebrows complemented the full, gently rounded features of her face. Shaking his head at the picture, he shoved it into her tote bag where he'd found it and headed out. The nurses could handle making sure she got proper care. Right now, Marcus needed to get back to his team at the police station and get caught up. For the past 3 years, Marcus Calloway had been working his ass off for the Major Thefts Division of the FBI. He was on a special task force that focused on jewelry and gems, or J&G as they referred to it. They tracked jewel thieves both home and abroad, but Marcus had a fixation on one in particular. Jolie Voleuse, the pretty thief. It was a pseudonym she picked up in France after getting away with nearly $5 million in jewelry at the rumored age of 19. That was nearly 10 years ago, back when Marcus was still a cop and the FBI was a distant dream. Still, no one knew her true identity, and somehow, even in this age of a camera on every corner and in every hand, the only pictures of her were grainy stills from security cameras, none of them featuring an unobscured view of her